Are you looking to increase your self-certainty? Well, today I'm going to talk about a big key in order to do this. And if you stay until the end, I have an extra special point for you then as well. And what is this? This is integrity. So I'm going to talk about it in my life, first of all. Now, integrity is doing what you say you're going to do, because this will impact your certainty in a positive or negative way, depending on it. Now, integrity can be talking to yourself, doing things for yourself, or it can be doing things for other people, like I say. Now, when I've in a work or career environment, when I've put off things consistently, I've really knocked my certainty in myself. And what I mean by certainty is the belief I can do something, right? Or belief in myself. And it's because I've not done what I said I was going to do, even if I wasn't being checked up for it, it's knocked it. Now, when I've been to do something consistently, I used to go to the gym all the time after work, even when I was traveling, and I'd built up this certainty like nothing else. It's oh, I'm showing up and showing up. Oh, I believe in myself. I commit myself. I show up and I train, and I had a high level of certainty, right? So integrity is a really, really key point I found in order to unlock more of our certainty. And yeah, a lot of the times people actually, what I've experienced, and even for myself, is they're pretty good integrity with other people. You say you're going to show up at a time for someone and you do it. You say you're going to do a task for someone else, you do it. How many times, honestly, ask yourself this question now. Have you said you were going to do something for you? Maybe it's going to the gym, maybe it's eating a certain diet, maybe it's even just taking some time out to rest after a hard week's worth of work, and you didn't do it. Well, that's not good integrity, because you're not doing what you say you're going to do for yourself either. And I've certainly been guilty of it, skipping over things I said I was going to do for myself. And that's going to impact your certainty in a negative way when you don't do it. So let's go into a few practical points you can start using to improve your certainty from improving your integrity. So first of all, be clear on what you're going to do for you, right? Now, there can be a fine sort of gray area of oh, did I do it? Did I not do it? And then that's because we're debating things in our head. So don't overload yourself. Just write down some things that you want to achieve each day, each week, right? And just limit it. So then at the end of the day, end of the week, remember to write these down. You can say, right, I'm going to do this, this, and this. Have I done it? Right? Make it very clear exactly what it is. Right? I've ran accountability groups, fitness groups. I've coached people. I'm always really clear to people about actually what is their action and what they're going to do, how they're going to know they've done it. If it's quite vivid and up in the air, you can get around it. I've even found I've done this for myself. I say I'm going to do that, but I'm actually not clear if I've done it or not. So be clear on what it is for you and write it down. The next one, start being clear what you're going to say yes and no to for other people, because, right, like I say, if you say you're going to do something for someone, even if you don't do it and they don't mind, which I've done, I felt guilty. I've had to cancel certain calls and stuff before. Now, sometimes, obviously, if an emergency comes up, or something horrific comes up, you're going to. But if you're look, I'm a little bit tired, or I'm finding it really exhausting right now, that can impact your integrity, because you said you're going to do something with someone and you don't do it. Now, what you want to be careful of is not saying yes to everything, because if you say yes to everything and then you feel you feel like you've got to do everything, that's going to exhaust you. So be very clear on what you're going to say yes and no to. Now, this comes more into boundaries, and I could do a whole other topic on that on the podcast. Yeah, be very clear on what you're going to say yes and no to. Then the third point, praise yourself. Please keep praising yourself, because that's going to reinforce you to live with more integrity. When you say you're going to do something, you do it. Don't just walk away. Praise yourself. Congratulate yourself for doing it. Okay, so those would be my main points. Now, what I'd also suggest as my bonus point is keep track of times you've been living with integrity. What have you been doing? Like, list all the times you live with integrity, like for yourself or other people, because when you start reminding yourself, your brain, I had a recent episode on this, but when you start writing down and asking a quality question like, where have I shown amazing integrity? Your brain's going to keep searching for that question, even when you're not consciously thinking about it. And then that'll build your integrity and therefore build your certainty in yourself. So for 5 minutes, just write down all the times you've lived with integrity. When you said you're going to do something for yourself and you did it, or you said you're going to do it for someone else and you did it as well. So that's what I got for you today. I appreciate you for being here. You're improving other people's lives by being the best you. And remember, you are in control of your own self-esteem and confidence.